Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check it out. What a pile of goodies we have here. There's another layer hidden behind, but let's go ahead and start up front. We have a really cool old Cobra Cam 23 channel bass. I've actually owned 3 of those things and they're really solid performers, especially if you're just talking on AM. Nothing wrong with having a 23 channel. And it was like shortwave city there for a little bit. Got this nice Eton Grundig Edition satellite with USB LSB. So really nice. $5 for that was a great deal. Eton 750 or Grundig 750. This is I had one of these and I don't know, man, sometimes you're like, well, I got too much stuff. This was a radio I sold and I really wish I hadn't. Happy to have it back. Really nice. Bucket list item. Holy cow. Holy cow. Satellite 800, the massive big sucker. Now, it's not in the best of shape. You can see it's missing 2 knobs, but it works. Antenna's okay. Handles are good. Everything on it works. Missing the battery cover and 2 knobs. That's stuff that I can pick up used, hopefully. And if I don't ever find a battery cover for it, I don't know that it's going to hurt my feelings. But that is also huge. Big deal. Kind of cool. Glad to have that. This one, I'm going to make a video on this. First CB radio I ever possessed. This was actually my first base station too. It's an emergency radio, but it was such low power that you could hook it up to a wall wart on the bottom. It has a magnetic mount antenna, and I literally had that thing. I put some screws on the top and the bottom, attached it to the garage wall, and that was my base station. Even made a few contacts with it. It's in good shape too. Power supply, and somewhere in here is another power supply. I picked up actually 3 power supplies. I gave them all away. I don't know. I had a bunch of power supplies I've given to friends and family to get them into the hobby, and I ended up with none, so it was time to purchase some more. Bought all the power supplies on Saturday. I will say Friday to Saturday, people were much more willing to negotiate on Saturday for sure. This is cool. I'll flip it over here so you can see what I'm looking at here. Brand new in the box, Reliance portable generator power transfer kit. You see the guy had it. It's $400. He had bought it and then ended up going with a whole home generator. So he got rid of it or was trying to sell it. But what it is, and this is going to go right up here in the studio, instead of backfeeding, which is not really recommended, we're going to have this here, 6 fuses that you can turn on and off as you need, with a transfer plug here, wiring to it and everything. I mean, this is wonderful. It even came with a DVD to help with install, although I know a little bit about electricity at this point in my life. But this thing, we actually have a much larger version of this that is going to be part of our massive solar upgrades down at the bottom. This one here will allow me to do the same thing. And I'm like struggling to decide. I think it's going to go up here because I use more electricity up here than I do in the garage, but could also use it there, I suppose. Okay, what else we got? Oh yeah, this is really cool. Saw this sitting here, had one of these. Not my first computer, my second computer. My first computer was that one right there, Timex Sinclair 1000. There's a ZX80 to go with it. But this is the Commodore 64, the bread bin, and it came with a matching floppy drive and of course all the cables to make it work. It is tested and working, and he made this really cool stand. I love this. So it just sits in the stand like that, and there it is. So it probably will display something up here, so I can show that off when I'm not playing with it. But I have been actually looking on eBay for one of these things, and just to bring back the memories, and there it is. I get to do that. That was probably the coolest, oddest thing I purchased. Actually, I don't even know that it was, to be honest with you. This was free, a analog to digital TV converter. I still have some older style TV sets, so that was kind of nice. Really nice Cobra, what is that, 18? Yeah, 18 WX S2. And it's like ST2. And these are really good DIN mount front firing speakers, perfect for car installs. This was also free. I think I've got one down the bottom shelf there. A 5-inch black and white television set that has AV inputs. So anytime I see ones with AV inputs, if they're reasonably priced, I'll pick them up. 2 Cobra 19s. One's the old style Ultra. The other one's a more modern looking. And of course, I have the new Cobra that's the wireless Bluetooth one. 2 other Radio Shack power supplies. This one even had a ferrite core on it to keep keep the noise levels down. And here we get into some weird stuff too. Pong. I don't have the controllers. They're in the other room here, but 2-player Pong. This one even had the light gun set up for it. What's the brand on that? APF TV Fun. These came out right before these came out. I picked up not one, but 2 Atari 2600s for, I think it was $10 for the pair, plus a power supply. And they work. In fact, the Atari 2600 Junior even has the AV mods already built into it so that it's ready to go. And I have an Atari joystick or 2 still floating around, so I'll be able to play with that. Of course, it did come with some cartridges here. Robot Tank, River Raid, Desert Falcon, Combat, Moon Patrol, which is awesome, Berserk, and this one I'd never heard of, Thunderground by Sega. Looks like it maybe lived at the bottom of the ocean for a while, but there it is. SWR meters, missing one of the knobs, but you can literally take it off and switch back and forth. Nice one there. Scanner, this one was, these 2 right here were thrown in with the Grundig 750. He just said, here, take that. Was a fan of the channel or a friend of the channel, and so he had these he didn't want to take home. And then lastly, the only CB 40 channel base station that I got, and that was this one here. I've wanted one of these for a while. I like GE CB radios, and this one was available. It was a 40 channel. I'll make a video on that as well. And I guess I do also have one more little thing here. Just picked up a $5. It was a portable hard drive, old USB 2 style. The reason I got it is it had an SD card reader, and I figured that would be nice to be able to plug SD cards in without having to get like a USB to SD adapter. I'll just keep this thing plugged in, and it offers, this is a 500 gig. I don't know how good the hard drive is, but good enough to work for a little while anyway. Well, there it is. That's my trip. I will say this, every year at Xena is fun. This year was no exception. Got to hang out with 741, fellow YouTuber 741, and always cool to see him. We had some philosophical talks and just also talked about enjoying it. In fact, we were talking about going to Dayton. They're not Dayton, Orlando in February, and meeting up down there as well, maybe doing some camping. So I look forward to that. But all the, I mean, gosh, probably 25, 30 people that stopped and said, hey, I know you. You're that radio guy. You're that CB guy. Yep, I'm the CB guy, apparently. So it was awesome, shaking hands, talking with folks, and got to meet with the fine folks over at Radiodity. Then this is hilarious. So the lady's like, "Oh, you're Farpoint, yeah." And she said, "You look different." I said, "You mean older?" And she goes, "No, more energetic." I thought, is that a good thing? I don't know. I just got a kick out of that. Energetic. No one has ever accused me of being energetic, but that was also fun. And of course, going to get Skyline chili. Who could resist Skyline chili? Although some of you in the comments from my last video apparently can. I'm not one of them. I hope to see you all again next year, God willing. I'll be there, and we'll do this all over again. Of course, not all, but most of this stuff you'll see, you know, in future videos, review videos, and things of that nature. I think it's really cool. I came close to buying a Cobra 2000, came close to getting a Cobra 138, and a couple of other radios that I just couldn't pull the trigger on this year. This was not a cheap haul, and it cost about $300 for gas and the time off of work, and you know, meals. And this time I forgot to bring my air mattress, so the first night I slept in the car, I about died. And so I ended up splurging and got a hotel in Washington, Ohio, which is a really, really cool town. I really enjoyed spending the night there. And so at least I got to shave and shower, which some days by the time Saturday afternoon rolls around, I'm looking and probably smelling a little rough. So I'm sure everyone was happy that I got a chance to do that. Like I said, I'll do it, my friends. I will see you again next week. Take care.